Injury-wise, Quincy is dealing with a deep bruise in his calf, and then obviously Wesco dealing with a knee. We'll have more updates tomorrow.
Coach, overall, can you talk about the performance of your defense shutting down Houston to less than 40 yards the entire second half?
Yeah, and you know what, the even in that first half, thought we were playing very well. There was 2 third downs that I know we all want back, especially third and longs. The zero that resulted in the touchdown, and then the goal ball. But aside from those 2 plays, I thought the guys showed a lot of resilience. I thought there was a sudden change out there in the second half where we knocked them out of field goal range. I thought they were fantastic. I thought Albrecht and his staff did great. I thought the players, again, they're getting better, and I thought this was a good one.
What has changed defensively for you guys? Because it wasn't too long ago that we were talking about some of the struggles you guys were dealing with.
Yeah, there's, you know what, when you look from a back end standpoint, especially at that safety position, when we had the injuries that we had, just the continuity and trying to get these guys to just play, put them on repeat, if you will, in terms of just doing the same things over and over again and give them a chance to just go execute. Again, I feel like Brick and his staff have been steadfast in just making sure that we remain constant and keeping things simple for our guys, and as they grow. You look at Ashton, who came in, and he's got, I think this is his 4th game in a row now where he's been able to stay on the field, and he's been playing with Elijah Riley, who I think this was his second start, and but either way, it's just a lot more continuity in the back end, and obviously the D-line got after it today too, so that always helps.
What did you think of how Zach looked, and was his knee bothering him toward the end?
No, he was fine. Obviously, there's a little rust there after a month, but I thought he managed the game well. I thought, again, the offense was running the heck out of the football, and he was doing a good job on third down. So it was just a good day of managing the game. So
when he was escaping the pursuit, where it looked like he tweaked his knee, and the doctors were looking at it on the sideline.
Yeah, he was fine. He checked out fine. So
this seemed to be another one of those games like earlier where he maybe looked a little amped up early. Those short passes had a little bit too much mustard on them and whatnot. But that early drive in the second half, he looked like a completely different player. What did you see from first half to second half?
You hit the nail on the head. He throws those little rockets, so he'll figure all that stuff out. But I thought, for the most part, we get that turnover to start the game. Offense gets down there. We're able to get a field goal out of it, and then we kind of hit a lull there where there was a lot of 3 and outs, and defense battling, gave up a couple of touchdowns. But that drive before the half was huge. I thought they did a great job. They worked all the way down the field, score that touchdown. We get a chance to lap them, which we did, which is big. And but in that second half, he made the plays he needed to make, and the offensive line did a great job opening up seams for our running backs. And I think we were averaging over 4.5 a clip. So it was a really good day offensively.
Just quickly add to that. That first drive of the second half, he hit a couple passes to Elijah, which looked like almost liberated on those passes. They were zipped in. They were accurate. It just seemed different to you there.
No, he on the first one to Elijah, the 22-yarder on the read concept was really good. Obviously off the play action pass, and then I believe the second one came on zero. They had a zero pressure, and he was able to get it into him. Had a good one to Barrios also on the zero pressure. So he was seeing the field well in the second half, and it's definitely something to build off of.
Robert, back to the follow-up what he said about he looks like a different quarterback. It seemed like just 2 tails where when Zach is in rhythm, he knows he wants to go to the ball, he's able to be efficient. But there's times where he gets a little bit indecisive. He struggles a bit. So what do you think is the reason behind that?
It's being a rookie. We said the objective in this game was to try to get him as comfortable as possible early. He's shown that when he comes out of the locker room in the second half, he's comfortable. He sees the field. He's basically gotten a chance to see what the defense is giving him, and so the objective was try to get him comfortable earlier. Felt like we were finally able to do that midway through the second quarter on that first touchdown drive that we had, but. That's just going to be his growing pains in terms of being able to recognize things, trust your week's worth of preparation. But as he sees the game and he's starting to see coverages and player demeanor and all that stuff, he gets more comfortable, and obviously he becomes more decisive. So it's just going to be one of those deals that as he gets older and as he gets more reps, he'll get a lot better at it.
Robert, what did you see from Austin Walter that you guys went to him so much today?
He's a fire plug. spark plug, whatever you want to call it. He's got a lot of he's got great initial quickness and burst, and similar to Michael in his running style. And we felt like his couple of weeks that he's been here, since he's been able to get back to us. Obviously, he missed the first few with the injury being on IR and all that, but he's a good back, and he's proven that when he's able to run the ball, he can create explosive plays, and just having that burst, that juice, that energy that comes from him, thought it would be a good addition.
Robert, there was a lot of focus last week on JFM on the penalty at the end of the game. Today, the interception, at the beginning of the game, 2 sacks. What kind of lift did he give you guys?
Oh, he's worth his weight in gold. JFM is, and but to much given, much expected, right? So he knows the standard that he has a very high standard for himself, and I know he was beating himself up all week for that play. But at the same time, he comes out to practice every single day. He works his butt off, and he's working his tail off on game day, and it was really cool for him to get the production he got.
Could you take us through the 2 4th down decisions there at the end of the game?
Yeah.
4th and 5 and 4th and 1.
So the 4th and 5, obviously we're in position right there. We're in a little gray area. It was 50-50 dealer's choice. Just wanted to go with it. The second one, we were getting ready to kick that field goal, and LaFleur was adamant that he had a play call to get the first down, and so burned the timeout, put the offense back on, and he proved it right. So.
Speaking of play calls, the 2-point conversion scenario there. Why go there? What was the thought? And was that a similar situation where you just thought you had to play?
Same thing. We really liked our 2-point play, but at the same time, it was to get it to 3 points.
Take a couple more.
Solid on that. I think it might have been the first drive where you guys had to settle for a field goal. It seemed like 3rd and 2 or third and goal. Zach tried to hit Elijah on a whip route, but there's pressure. What from your perspective went wrong with that?
So we got to be better in protection. Obviously, there should have been, God, with all the action that we had, there should have been that dude should have been doubled, almost tripled, and he should have got it to Keelan in the back of the end zone. There, he was wide open, but poor protection breakdown right there, and that's kind of what happened. So.
How about just from you and just the perspective of snapping the 3-game losing streak, and what does it do for the team's psyche after so much negativity had been accumulating over the last few weeks just to get the win?
It's the same thing, and with regards to ignoring the noise, ignore the praise, ignore the criticism, and just focus on keeping the main thing, and that's getting better every week, building the foundation that we're building, and understanding that this organization is going to get somewhere, and it's going to get somewhere quick, but the main focus is showing up to work, doing everything we can to get a little bit better and find ways to finish this season strong. So
I know you guys are going to enjoy this one, but the last 2, and not to be a wet blanket, but the last 2 times you guys won, the next game didn't go so well. So is that going to be a point of emphasis this week to kind of keep the momentum going and not have that setback, or will you change things differently this week to kind of not have that setback that you had previously?
No, so consistency is the truest measure of performance, right? So you're either consistently bad or consistently good or consistently inconsistent. But there's a standard that we have to be able to achieve day in and day out, and especially being a young team, it's not about changing things up. It's understanding how to be a professional, ignore the outside noise, and show up to work and keep the main thing, go line by line, play by play, minute by minute, moment by moment, and just try to find ways to get better. And then when game day comes, you do everything you can to play your absolute best, and you trust the result will be in your favor. But to changing stuff up, it's the focus is exactly what it's going to be. And that we plan on having as our standard for years to come. So.
Last one, Haas.
What did you see, Robert, from your run game today? Obviously, you lose Michael Carter, but it seemed like it was one of your best days running the ball.
Yeah, JB, obviously, John Benton put together a really cool plan, and credit to the O-line. They were, one of the challenges that we had this week for them is just for the offense was urgency and physicality at the line of scrimmage, and felt like we were able to do that and getting a lot of push, creating a lot of creases, and I thought the backs did a good job finding those creases and hitting it strong and getting vertical and getting yards. So a really good day in terms of the LaFleur leaning on them and them responding with the way they blocked up front.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, Boston Walters. Just start with questions.
Austin, what's been the range of emotions? You're on the practice squad, you get called up, game to game, score a touchdown. What's been the range of emotions for you?
It's been a lot of emotions that I've been feeling. I'm from Houston. I went to Rice University. I went to Crosby High School, so this was a homecoming for me.